Hello, welcome to Herbi.org. My name is Guy Barker. A few weeks ago I was asked by someone if there was a Spanish version of the Herbi Writer handwriting development software, and at the time there wasn't, but I told this person that if he could help me build one then I'd be happy to do so. So thanks to the efforts of this person over the last few weeks, I can now show you a Spanish version of Herbi Writer. Okay. Here we have the Herbi Writer handwriting development software running. When it runs, by default it will show English text on the buttons here and on these checkboxes here. To change it to show Spanish text, we first click the settings button, and then on the right side of the list of tabs at the top of this window is a language tab, so we'll click that. Then a list of languages appears here, which at the moment just contains the two languages of English and Spanish. So we'll click the Spanish entry and then click OK. Now, having done that, nothing has actually really changed on the screen. It still shows English. What we need to do is restart the software after changing the language. So I'll click the close button and then restart the program. Okay, and now these buttons here and these checkboxes along here all show Spanish text. And if I bring up the settings window again, all this text here, it's very difficult to see in this video, but all this text here and in all these windows is Spanish. So there's really two parts to having a useful Spanish version of Herbi Writer. One is having the text show up in Spanish in these windows, but also to have a set of letters that contain sample letters that are useful to a Spanish user. So what I'll do is I'll cancel this. The default set of letters that is shown in Herbi Writer contains the English alphabet's 26 letters, and if I click this list here we can see the letters, English letters here. Now what we really want is a Spanish set of sample letters. So I'll go back here and click the settings button and go to the personalize tab here. This lists a set of letters in this window here. Now these are actually still in English rather than being shown in Spanish, and that's because the text shown here is actually taken from the names of folders on the computer, and in the future I would like to update this to show Spanish text here, but that wasn't practical on this first version of the Spanish Herbi Writer. But what I can do is go through this list and pick the Spanish entry there, and I'll click OK. OK, and again it seems like nothing much has changed. But if I go back to this list of letters here, the set of letters here actually contains 3 new letters, and I'll find these. This is that letter, that letter, and that letter. Now today Herbi Writer doesn't really do a very good job when it comes to evaluating accents. They're a bit small for it to do a great job at deciding whether it's correct or not. So that's another thing that I'd like to improve in the future, is to have Herbi Writer's letter evaluation process work really well with accents. But it still is useful for the student to have to write out the 2 strokes that are involved with this character. So if I draw it backwards, say, then that would be considered incorrect. If I draw it forwards, oh, that was still too far off, so I'll do that again. There we go. Now I'm actually on the advanced setting here, where you really have to do a very close match to the sample. If I change that to, say, the beginner setting, and I'll go back to that letter, then it's much easier for the letter to be evaluated as correct. but also you could do an accent that doesn't look much like it and it's still acceptable. Another area where the text hasn't been changed yet to Spanish is in the statistics feature here. Here it still shows overall English text, and the reason for that is it's likely that in the next few months I'll change this feature considerably anyway, and so it seemed worth holding off on translating this until I've redone the feature. So that's an introduction into the version of Herbi Writer that can show either English or Spanish text. If you would like Herbi Writer to be updated to show other languages as well, then please do let me know. I'd be happy to try and make that happen, but I will need your help in translating all the text and giving me advice on the sample letters that should be shown in other languages. So please do let me know at barker@herbi.org.